Hi guys, Nooms here. Welcome back to Northam City for episode number 4. I'm going back to the area around the big cargo port, and I'll be building some stuff right next to it. The main builds will be a subway depot, bus depot, some light industry, and a residential neighborhood close by. To start off, I'm building what will be the subway depot, and this won't be a very big one. It only serves the 4 train, which is a subway line I've started building in these first few episodes. I've looked at a bunch of New York City subway depots for inspiration, and tried to go for a scaled down version of what I've seen there. I put down a maintenance facility which has 3 tracks, and next to it I lay out a few tracks which will make up the storage yard. I imagine this is where some trains will be parked midday or overnight, outside peak hours for the line, when not all trains are running. Something I noticed was often present is this loop track that connects the yard together, so I'll be including that in a track layout as well. Once I get all the tracks laid out, I need to get a decent enough gradient towards elevated tracks, which I then can connect into a junction to the elevated line.
Money, baby.
I'm using a bunch of Industrial Revolution content creator pack buildings as fillers within the depot, and I think they are perfect for this purpose, and I just use them everywhere I can to fill in gaps and add some more detail. To get the parked subway trains just right, I'm using a method that I've done in previous cities. I scanned for a station which has a train stopped at it. This gives me a complete train set in a straight line, which you can use as a reference, and I take the preparation of the subway cars and assemble together a subway train set right next to it, so I can see exactly how it looks. Once that's done, I just move it over to the storage yard, and I can place it down and copy over and over as many times as I need with the Move It mod. Some extra details I add to the depot are these working platforms for drivers getting off the train more easily after parking, and a train wash that the trains can drive through on their way to the storage yard. This is something I saw in a YouTube video from someone who is a driver on the London Underground, and I wanted to include this feature in this depot, and I'll probably do the same in others as well. Otherwise, it's a lot of different decals to roughen up the surface a bit, some red crossings, signals, and just general industrial clutter. Rail layouts can be messy places, and I like to put in those extra details to make that come across. Next up, we got the bus depot. I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but I took some inspiration from a bus depot I saw pretty close to a subway depot somewhere in Brooklyn or Queens. For the actual depot, I used these great looking brick assets from the workshop. The look is perfect for this area, as I don't think a super modern building would look right in this environment. The bigger part of the depot is the parking area for the buses. From what I can recall on Google Earth, there were these yellow lines with numbers at the end, where the buses lined up and parked between. The lines were pretty easy to get in using IMT. I just used this yellow line decorative network, and I used a bus prop as measuring for how wide they need to be. You can see the buses I use are MTA buses from New York. This will probably be the bus fleet for the local buses in the entire city, and I got a few variations of them, mostly different ads on the sides of them. Once I have this depot set up, it means I can start getting some bus lines in. At the end of the episode, I just put in a short bus line which connects up to the metro line. When I was doing the parked subway trains, you might have noticed a very unfinished elevated metro station. It's just basically a station track with some vanilla elevated paths to make it work. This is just here for functionality for now, but the detailing of it will be the subject of next episode once I build around it. Right now it will just connect up to the bus route in this neighborhood and around the port. But back to the bus depot build. I fill in some space with some parking spots, small industrial buildings, and once again some industrial clutter with different props. The street that borders right up to the cargo port will be like a light industrial and commercial strip. I imagine this is smaller manufacturing, workshops and so on. Just industrial buildings in general that aren't big factories. At the end of the street we got a Dunkin' Donuts. I imagine this is where the workers at the different depots and in the industrial buildings get their coffee. and next to it a Harley Davidson shop. Maybe this is a popular area for bikers. On that topic, we also got a strip club. Right outside the strip club I play some biker gang member props, and I imagine they are the ones running the strip club. And this just fits together lore-wise really perfectly with the Harley Davidson dealership down the road. There was this awkward empty area between the street and edge of the depot, which I wanted to use to add some sad realism with another homeless camp. Lots of abandoned cars and trash, with a bunch of tents dotted between them. And the whole spot is just in general very overgrown and dirty. I imagine this is a spot that's kind of hidden and forgotten, and therefore became a popular spot for homeless people. Right across from it is an end stop for a bus line, and I imagine it would be pretty uncomfortable waiting for the bus there at night, even if it's pretty well lit. For the remainder of the episode, I'll mostly be doing some residential expansion, with a few shops dotted around here and there. To start off, I put a school on the corner with some parking, and next to it these two tall residential towers. These kind of looks like what you'd call project housing, and I'd like to just put them here and there between more modestly height buildings. But I will definitely have some areas in other episodes where I'll do big housing project builds where I focus on that. Going up the hills I will use a bunch of the narrow urban houses from Smileys. They are just perfect for a neighborhood like this. And I'll use some University City assets on the street right up to the subway depot, which also has some trees to just make that border. Along the main street, which is that big 4-lane avenue, I start transitioning into more medium density with some mid-height apartment buildings and some commercial assets, a mix of shops, bars and music clubs. Just a little hint of what the neighborhood will look like as it crawls towards the subway station on top of the hill. back to the strip club, I just wanted to add one little detail. I use these beach sim props and rotate them around to make it look like strippers standing outside, maybe on a smoke break or something. It looks a little weird when I rotate it to stand upright, so don't look too long at them. Also, if you look too long at them, the bikers might force you to go inside and pay for looking. Anyways, that is it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it if you made it this far. Likes, comments and a subscribe if you like to see more is always appreciated. I also got a Patreon page in case you wish to support me further. Have a great rest of your day, hope to see you in the next one, and stay tuned for some cinematics.